This is Mike Del Mundo, and you're listening to Across the Bifrost.
Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Across the Bifrost. This is the Mighty Thor podcast, where on each and every episode we explore the world of Marvel's Mighty Thor. I am one of your co-hosts, Ryan Doze.
And I'm Crack-a-Will.
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 That'll make a lot more sense when people have actually listened to the episode.
Exactly.
And I'm Faz, as always. Happy to be here. Super excited for Crack-a-Will.
Crack-a-Will.
Yeah. Crack-a-Will.
Together, we are the Warriors 3, and we are bringing you new comics today. We're going to be talking about the last few issues of Thor, because we haven't been doing new comics issues as consistently over the last few months, because we were trying to finish up the Jason Aaron retrospective, and that ended last week. The Jason Aaron retrospective ended last week with our finale episode with the amazing, unforgettable, unapologetic Esad Ribic. So everybody's listened to the episode by now, right? Was that a fitting finale of our big series from last year?
Oh my gosh, he's so good. By the end of that, I really feel like he's it was 1 a.m. in Croatia when he was recording that with us. And so I feel like at the beginning, he was putting up with us and our questions. He was very polite. He was awesome. By the end, he was laughing. He was having a good time. Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
So
He was like the Grinch that drew comics.
And his heart grew 2 sizes after our conversation with him.
Now he's never coming back. Now that you said
right.
Yeah, it's like we did talk to Esad about getting in the zone. So what we get him the right amount of drunk, maybe he'll come back on the show and chain smoke through a bunch of stories with us.
Life goal is to meet him at a Comic-Con and take him out and get in the zone with Ribic.
Yeah,
I would do that in 100%.
That would be. Can you imagine how great of a live Q&A that would be, in the zone with Esad Ribic? Hosted by Will Rose.
Yes.
Take one of the most positive people I know, and then Esad Ribic, and get a Q&A panel out of that.
And ask him origin story questions of what 19th century Yugoslavian folk tale did you pull that villain from? Because that was just fantastic.
Anybody who has not listened to our interview with Esad, it needs to be heard to be believed.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of really good stuff as a comic book fan in there, learning about the inspiration for Gore and learning about his whole mentality going into a run on Thor, and why he looked at it completely differently than a comic book. But then there's also just moments where he tells this offshoot story about an opera that inspired him to draw this one thing. Yeah. It's Will and I are just sitting there along for the ride, just entirely.
And then he revealed
discussions. Oh, sorry, Will.
No. If he revealed that, if Asgard had a lazy river, that's where he would be most of the time.
Yes.
Just hanging out in a floaty, in a lazy river, going around Asgard.
That's so good.
It's the best.
But guys, we're here to talk about new comics, so we better jump in. We're going to talk about a few issues of Thor, and then we're going to talk about a little bit about Avengers Forever, the current Avengers Assemble storyline that Jason Aaron is bringing to a close very soon. But there was a little bit of news in the latest issue of Avengers Forever that we've got to talk about, and because it is Thor related, and it is the identity of the long-running mystery character in Jason's Avengers, the Avenger Prime.
Spoiler alert, it's Alligator Batman.
It's just all characters need to be alligators now.
I support it entirely, assuming they're all the same kind of puppy dog alligator, like alligator Loki.
Right.
You don't want them too vicious, because that's not as fun.
The type of alligator that's highlighted in our favorite Infinity comic,
Yeah.
that we may or may not be talking to the writer of in a few weeks.
Who knows? All
Yeah, who
all you
knows?
guys have is that
That's-
tasty tease from
That's
Faz
probably
will return.
you know what?
Yeah.
That's probably nothing. You can fast forward that part. But let's get into talking about Torunn Grønbekk's guest spot on Thor, which began with issue 29 that came out in December. It came out on December 7th, this guy's birthday, and it was quite the birthday present because it started off the Legacy of Thanos storyline, which is, I mean, guys, what did we think of Thor 29? Just real quick. I know 30 is more like in our fresher in our minds, but 29, like, I feel like began this storyline off with a bang. So Faz, like, why don't you just tell us like what you thought of that issue real quick?
I will reiterate my year-end summary of this one. This one's fucking awesome.
Ooh,
It's cool. I don't know what my specific
right,
word
Assad.
was.
All right,
but
Assad,
I know
calm
there was
down, Assad.
swearing. Hey, no, it's not for Assad. It's for Torunn. It's for Torunn. She's the one who got me all sweary for her
that's right.
run. It's what you got to do.
we do, someone, listener out there who just loves counting explicit words.
Stats.
You need to like listen to the Torrent episode and then listen to the Assad episode and see who is our current F-bomb king or queen. Like who does the crown go to? I don't know. I think Assad really gave Torrent a run for
It's kind of like the
money.
home run stats and champion, like who's going to get it.
Right,
and then we'll have
right.
a fixed number, and we'll see if others in the future can
Oh
break it.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's a great
if you're-
idea.
If you're in like the 50 home run club, that's like a big deal. If you're in
Yeah.
the 50
50
F-bombs.
F-bombs.
Like technically, we'll get there eventually just from being on the pod a lot, but that's
Right,
not nearly as
right.
impressive. One or
We'll
two
have to make
F-bombs a week. Yeah.
stipulations.
Number of appearances. We have
Number
to
of
get there
appearances.
at some point.
Yeah.
I feel
I'm
like
sure Torrent will be back and can pad those stats a little.
Will,
like-
what'd you think of 29?
yeah, let's talk 29.
Oh, I think it was like the other issues of Thor were good. I felt like there was some stuff going on there. I was like, okay, I'm ready to get back to like the hardcore, like traditional Thor mythology, where I feel like I'm embedded into like the life of like the All King and Asgard, and having Nic Klein back on art kind of drew me in that way. Like the art's
Yeah, it did.
fantastic, and then Torrent, like she knows exactly what she's doing when it comes to writing this character. It's almost like she was named after the character.
Yeah, it's almost
And-
like she has an innate love
of this particular mythology and character, and just kind of honed right in. And there's some loose ends of like stuff out there that were planned about Donny Cates, and there was another issue out there that I did not pick up, like what was that Thanos issue that I probably should have
Thanos
read?
Death Notes.
I did not read that one, so I was
Very
trying to-
good.
Oh,
Yeah, I was trying
William,
to-
you're missing out.
I know
That
I need
came
to
out the
find it.
same day as Thor 29.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not very chill of you, Will.
Not very chill.
It's almost spicy of you, which is not
Spicy.
very chill.
lukewarm of Will.
Not entirely sure where we're going with this one.
I don't know.
I was with
either.
you guys for a bit, but I'm gonna be
Uncomfortably
honest, you
warm.
lost me. So
Uncomfortably warm, Will.
there's a lot of death in this episode. There's some thunder.
Uncomfortably
There's,
warm,
yeah.
maybe the grossest way to describe a conversation.
Uncomfortably warm. Will.
This conversation got damp real fast.
Moist.
Guys,
Will.
okay, so
Moist Will.
Thor's sister is stolen. Okay, guys, it's
Okay,
a big
right,
deal.
right.
Okay,
She's
go
stolen by Corvus Glaive, which is also a big deal because,
Mhm.
as the comic describes, he's universally hated.
Yes.
Everybody hates this guy, and
Even
for good
Thanos
reason.
doesn't really like him.
No,
Mm.
So I thought you were going to go into a more.
no, I wasn't doing the whole thing. I'm just trying to steer us. You guys know I'm the color commentator. Usually, I'm the one who gets us unhinged. If I have to bring us back, we got a problem.
Yeah, no, Will and I have both had really long days, and I'm sure Faz has had a really long day as well. And this is kind of like our episode where we're just kind of like, we're going to talk about new comics, but I cannot guarantee we're going to do it efficiently. So,
So we will do it within 30 minutes.
We will do it within 30 minutes or less, or you get it for free, which technically it's a free podcast, so you already got it for free. Wow, that was quite the little time travel adventure we just went on there. But yeah, Corvus Glaive steals Thor's little sister, and
And I didn't know she even had a little sister.
Right?
That's the
Didn't
thing,
even
was
know
like,
Thor had another
I didn't
little
know.
sister.
Mhm.
Well, I just assumed that was from something from before I read the comics. You guys weren't caught up on that? Interesting.
Nope.
I think we're gonna have to go, listener. If you're listening right now and you're not confident in our abilities to figure this out, let me know at Mighty Thor Podcast on Instagram. That would be a great use of your time to educate me on this character.
My favorite thing is that today you've been saying listener instead of listeners, implying there's one guy out there, Listener Prime, who's making our decisions.
Listener Prime. There's got to be a
yes.
Listener
If
Prime.
if you are the mysterious Listener Prime,
take off your helmet, reveal
make
yourself to
known
us,
to
and
us.
DM Ryan.
I just feel like
tying it all together.
Yes, I'm confident that we have listeners, plural, but I also know that there's a specific kind of listener that's like willing to hunt these things down for us.
Okay.
I don't know who it is specifically, but they're probably listening. I mean, we run a comic book podcast. There's definitely someone out there that's like, ooh, I know what issue number so-and-so first appeared in. And that is the person, when I say listener, that I'm referring to. But yeah,
Sure,
let's
Ryan,
call
sure.
Listener Prime. If Listener Prime is out there, gosh, that's such a good title.
Or just if you want the title, then answer these questions for us. Explain to us who Thor's sister is, and we might bestow upon you the title Listener Prime.
Maybe that could be like a Patreon like level thing. Like if you wanted to be like the big supporter of the show, you could be Listener Prime. That'd be great. Yeah. Now I'm thinking about Optimus Prime. I got to get back on track. So we ended issue 29 with this reveal of Thor and Runa going to hell to chase Corvus Glaive and get his sister back. That's kind of the general crux of that first issue. But at the end, Bor, Thor's grandfather, shows up, and we're like, okay, that didn't see that coming. And then the beginning of Thor 30, which for us came out a few days ago, it picks up right at that point. And anybody, either you guys want to take a crack at Thor 30?
A little bit. I think like I wasn't that familiar with Bor, so that was kind of like, oh, cool. Like I know like deep dives into like Norse mythology. I guess Odin's dad is a pretty big deal, Bor, but I wasn't that familiar with him. So him revealing like this is Thor's grandfather was like, oh, cool, a character I'm not familiar with, or shown up in, I guess. Ryan, like, has he shown up in Marvel Comics at all? Have there been deep runs on Thor?
He's in the MCU too.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't say he's a very frequent character, but I believe he's considered the first king of Asgard.
Okay.
Like he's where kind of the line begins. And if there's a king or a royal person before him, I don't know of them. I think Bor is really where the Asgardian lineage begins.
That's interesting because don't they talk about all fathers like there's like 50 of them? By the sounds of it, there are 3.
That is kind of weird. But I think Norse mythology in Thor comics and when it's adapted is kind of like the line goes back kind of as long as we need it to go back. So if there was a story like later on where it's like, oh, but then the All Father before Bor and the All Father before them, like they would just add it. That's kind of one of the great things about mythology and comics, and coincidentally, comics about mythology, is you can kind of reinvent it and reshape it however you want to. But Bor is the earliest one that I know.
Yeah.
But Bor shows up, and we're like,
yeah. So that last page, you're kind of like, oh boy. But then when you hop into Thor 30, which is also Thor 756. You also it's kind of revealed that they're looking in on almost kind of like peering in on like a time of past. So he's not really there. They're peering in on kind of like this time capsule kind of thing. So they're peeking in on history. So they're watching a story unfold and really can't do anything about it. They're just kind of watching almost like a movie or a TV show of something that's happened in the past. So Bor, along with this big battle that ends up happening with actually Thanos showing up. And so you see this battle of the past of Thanos and Bor and their armies and the undead and everything kind of happening almost like a big, Battle of Helm's Deep kind of battle.
It did feel very Lord of the Rings.
Very Lord of the Rings underneath, like in the shadow of a volcano, and they're kind of watching, trying to figure out what they're going to do next and happen next if they really walk into this space.
Yeah, that memory is really cool because we know like this is the legacy of Thanos. This is the story that Torunn and Nic Klein and the team are telling us. So when Thanos shows up, it's not really a surprise that Thanos is there because we know this story involves him on some level. But then, like, in the middle of the book is really where I think Nic Klein gets a lot of room to hang out in Awesome Town, when Runa and Thor continue to go through this kind of like Indiana Jones labyrinth of little obstacles. They have to fight a bunch of Draugr zombies, and Nic Klein does a 2-page spread. At least I believe it's a 2-page spread, where
right there in the center of the book, right there.
Oh my gosh, it is incredible. They're fighting on this old rickety bridge, and the Draugr are coming over the sides of the bridge, and Thor and Runa are just going to town, like chopping heads off and limbs off. Runa completely cuts one Draugr in half. It's like a really cool fight scene, and it reminded me of some of the panels that Faz and I talked about in our year-end review, where Nic Klein just kind of proves that like Martin Coccolo, he is a Stormbreaker, and he is not to be messed with.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, Faz, do you want to take us to the end of the issue?
Oh, I would love to. So Thor and Runa find Corvus Glaive and Thor's little baby sister, who, as you know, the Thor podcast guys know nothing about. So, you know, she exists. That's great. Happy for her.
We live to prove that we are unworthy.
Exactly. That's why we call ourselves the Warriors 3 and not 3 different multiversal Thors anyway. So, so we are
the old, the young,
really good.
The old, the middle-aged, and the young. Is that what we're doing here? Thanks, thanks, Faz.
That makes you, that makes you King Thor. That's like the most badass Thor.
Oh, that means I'm the young. That's the worst Thor. I'm not even worthy yet.
You're young. You're pervy Viking Thor.
I'm just super excited to meet girls and fight people.
Yeah.
And Will's like, none of that is worth it. And you're like, you know,
everything is dead.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that.
You're just carrying around an axe, and I got, you know, half an arm.
Sorry.
So, Listener Prime. Thor is about to fight off Corvus, and magic thunder dogs attack Corvus, and Thor doesn't really know how that's happening.
Also, that is the name of our rock band, just so everyone's aware. We are Magic Thunder Dogs.
Runa asks, "Is that you, bro?" And Thor goes, "That is not me, bro." And Corvus is killed. Some really cool imagery from Nic Klein showing kind of his soul leaving his body.
Yeah.
And instead of leaving the place, Thor decides, I need to see what the hell is going on here. Cracks open some Asgardian blood. It's got to be boar's blood. It opens up, and we're met with a doom bug, which everybody except Ryan has heard of before.
I felt so foolish when I got in here. I was like, what's the deal with the bug?
And the final shot, Listener Prime, is Dr. Doom holding a doom bug, which we've coined the term for, planning the next move. Thor opens a gate. It might be to Valhalla, which we would think would be interesting with all the dead Asgardians. It might be to something new entirely. But all we know is Doom's here now. So we got some Thanos. We got maybe some Boar. We got some Dr. Doom. We got some Thor. What else you want?
And I don't, I kind of feel a little foolish here why Doom was such a surprise for me, because also, I don't know if you guys follow Nic Klein on Instagram, co-hosts and listeners. If you're not following Nic Klein, I don't know what else the heck you're doing on Instagram. You should be doing that. But Nic Klein shared the cover of Thor 31, I believe, and it's Thor and Doom like face to face. So I don't know why that shocked me so much. I kind of just forgot about that cover for a second.
Oh yeah, it literally is, right?
Right. It's so now I'm like, well, duh, Ryan. Like, why did Doom surprise you at the end? Nic Klein kind of buried the lead on that one. But no, Doom is here, so we know there's going to be like a Doom Thor confrontation at some point within this Legacy of Thanos storyline. Hey friends, just want to take a brief break here to remind you that if you feel like supporting this podcast at the next level, you can join the Thor Corps today at the link in the episode description, and you can get bonus episodes, early episodes, you can get news weeks in advance, you can be on the inside, you get all the scoops
that people want about the podcast, you get them before anyone. As a member of the Thor Corps for a few bucks a month, you support us, you help us take care of our bills and all the things we need to take care of to give you this podcast every single week. If you'd consider doing that, we would appreciate that. Either way, keep listening. We're about to get into some really good stuff, and we're going to speculate wildly about the future of Thor comics. So, enjoy the rest of the podcast.
Guys, let's speculate wildly. What happens in Thor 31 when Doom and Thor probably clash? Or
I think they clash in 32. I think in 31 we kind of learn a bit more about Doom's plan. Thor might fight some more zombie thingies. Maybe like I think they call him Kraka-Doom, which makes me think there's going to be a Kraken. So maybe we're going to have like a cool monster that Thor has to fight to get
Kraka-Will.
Well, that's what that was for. That did not click to me at all.
Boom,
oh my gosh.
Doom.
We are very tired.
I'll agree you deserve better.
I know. But I will also say in this issue, there's a new use of Thor's power that I don't know if it's going to happen and others pick up, but there's something that happened different. He transformed lightning into these kind of like wolf dog things.
No. He didn't do that though. It just happened.
I know, but this is something that like he was trying to do some kind of lightning power and they became that and he didn't know what he was doing. Mm-hmm. Is he discovering a new power that he didn't know that he had? I thought it was pretty cool. Like he's like, I don't know if I did that, but yeah, he to transform lightning into like other kinds of objects and beings is a pretty rad for the god of thunder, to turn lightning into different things. I hope that's a new thing. I know. I hope that's a new thing. Like something like not only with a hammer, but if he can transform lightning to different shapes and beings and whatever, I'm all for that because that was something really cool, different for like King Thor should be able to do.
Yeah, I think it was one of the Runa kind of says it's one of the effects of them being in this hell for too long. The magic is starting to affect them, right? And maybe the magic is using their powers without them really knowing. I mean, also there was another section in the middle where they're walking through this kind of like mirror hallway and we see what Runa sees in her reflection, but we don't see what Thor sees in his reflection. Mm-hmm. And I believe let's go to oh my gosh, come on.
But I hope that magic sticks. Like I hope that's something like, we don't know what's really going on. We're here too long, but you come back with like a magic. I think that's a cool use of like Thor's power that another author creator team could run with and say, like, it could do something different.
They always said Mjolnir was a weapon to destroy or a tool to build, right? So building things out of lightning, kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that.
That could be. We know that there's a confrontation with Doom coming. We know that there's a lot left in this Legacy of Thanos storyline, but really quick, towards the end, we want to tell you what just happened in Avengers Forever. I feel like I may not be qualified to give this information. Will, you were the one that broke it on our Most Worthy group chat. Do you want to share what the news is?
Yeah, so spoilers. If you haven't been reading this, and you don't want to be spoiled, pause or fast forward or just stop listening.
Don't stop listening.
Listener Prime. See ya. No, you can hang around.
Listener Prime knows who Avenger Prime is.
Yeah, that's right. Listener Prime knows.
So Avengers Forever 13 is part 5 in this kind of crossover event between Avengers and Avengers Forever, and this kind of build of this kind of multiverse Masters of Evil versus multiverse variants of Avengers of all kind. In this particular issue, if you're a fan of Jason Aaron's run on Thor, man, Jason Aaron throws in here. You have Old Man Logan Phoenix, Old Man Phoenix going to town, and this you have the granddaughters of Thor showing up, and they're on the ship, and at one point they're like they make it rain hammers, and I'm not talking REIGH, or whatever, like rain. I misspelled rain. REIG, whatever. I'm talking rain, RAIN.
Or Listener Prime, man. This is a rough episode from us.
It rains, like rain to money.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it is.
Or like Raining Men.
Or Raining Men. Or Raining Thor. or raining Thors. It's raining hammers down on this thing, and it is such a sweet page. And you eventually get to the end, and they've been kind of teasing for a while, even before this crossover. This person out there could be Avenger Prime. Well, at the end of this issue, they reveal Avenger Prime is it's dun, 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 Loki. It is a version or variant of Loki, which makes sense because the original Loki brought the original Avengers team together. So why wouldn't a variant or some kind of Loki bring together the multiverse variants of Avengers Forever together to defeat Mephisto and Doom Prime to go that direction? So we don't know what version he is. He's kind of sparkly and young and handsome and whatever, but what version or what universe this Loki comes from, we don't know, but it makes sense. If Loki what brought the Avengers together in the first place way back when, here he is bringing them together for the climactic battle and crossover event that Jason Aaron's moving through.
There you go, everybody.
He is my second favorite Loki.
Oh,
everybody should know at this point who my favorite Loki is, based on and again, here's another plug for what's coming up later.
I'm not
a lot more about my favorite Loki down the road.
I mean, you just met Avengers Prime Loki, so you don't know if you like him or not. I mean, just that one page.
It honestly does not matter how great Avenger Prime is compared to the Loki that's my favorite.
Guys, anything else from New Comics that we want to just touch on maybe as we're closing up this abbreviated episode of Across the Bifrost? I'll
make the case. Yeah, I'll just make the case that Avengers Forever 13, if you're not reading that crossover or whatever, that particular issue with the battles, the bonkers splash pages, and Phoenix, Old Man Logan, and the reveal of his, I feel like that's a collector's issue, and that should be like carded and bagged pretty soon, just to hold on to it, because who knows what's going to evolve out of this particular comic itself. But it is fantastic issue, and the art's just incredible. So just go out and grab that one as soon as you can.
Yeah.
And my last plug will be listeners, and especially listener Prime. You'll remember that months ago we recommended the Jason Aaron run when it was near its finish, because there was a lot of kind of meandering in the middle, building things up, and we figured it would all come together and go really well at the end. We're there. Now's the time to catch up. There are hundreds of books to read to catch up. I think Avengers itself is at like 90 or something now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then there's Avengers Forever. So this is it. We're at the finale. It's coming together, and it's coming together in a really fun way. So this is where you want to pay attention. We said maybe wait a bit so you can read it all together and not forget about stuff. It's time. Get in there, read them all.
As our MCU fans might be a little bit more familiar with, we're in the end game now. And Jason Aaron is delivering on his Avengers run in a big way. Yeah, everybody, we hope you enjoyed this New Comics edition of the podcast. We have some big things coming up. So if you want to be in the loop about it, you can do one of two things. First, you can go follow us at Mighty Thor Podcast on Instagram. That is a great way to follow us and see when new episodes drops. Usually every Monday we drop a new episode. And then you can join the Thor Corps at the link in the episode description. For a few bucks a month, you can get early episodes, conversations with creators that are coming out. You'll probably get like a week, 2 weeks in advance. That's a great deal. And also you can get bonus episodes, which Faz and I are reasserting that we will do better at. You're not just going to get behind the scenes stuff anymore. We're going to...
Side note, patrons and Avenger Prime, if you like the unhinged behind the scenes stuff, let us know, because we will keep them around. We just think you guys probably want something better, so we're going to work on it. Right. But if you like it, we will also be unhinged, because
Faz and I and Will, we have no problem just talking. Like, I don't know if you've noticed that from this episode. We have no problem just yammering on and on. But let us know what you want. Let us know what you want to hear. And also, you'll if you're a member of the Thor Corps, you will know about things weeks in advance. So if you are part of the Thor Corps, you will have already known that next week's guest on the podcast is like composing music MCU movie legend Michael Giacchino is on our show talking about Thor Love and Thunder, all the great movies he's done, Werewolf by Night, the movie that he directed and composed, so many things. Michael Giacchino is like an ultra nerd. So we talked about a lot of different things, and that is next week's episode, and it's going to be a ding dang delight. It's going to be a great episode. So
crack-a-boom,
crack-a-boom, crack-a-will. Here's really what Across the Bifrost has become. It's you come for the Thor content, but you stay for the inside jokes.
We're essentially a loose collection of memes at this point, masquerading as a Thor podcast.
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't have it any
Really,
other way.
every one of our episodes should start with the Elmo meme with the flames behind it. That's just Faz sent me that this morning, and I laughed my ass off for like the millionth time because I've seen that thing 1,000 times, and I still laugh every time.
Okay,
Prime.
so-
I said I was going to be the unhinged one, and I think everybody could listen to this episode and think, no, Faz was keeping us on the rails.
That's
So much
right.
like
Which
tells
tells
you
you
we won't do it again.
So
how tired we
if there's a meme creator Prime out there anywhere, I want like our three faces with the fire behind us, a new meme of us, and that a new meme of that. Instead of Elmo, it's us three hanging out with the fire behind us. So meme creator Prime, please make
that needs to be the episode graphic. But okay, everybody, that has been this episode of New Comics on Across the Bifrost. For Faz and Will, I am Ryan, and until next time, we encourage you to do one thing, and that is to stay worthy. Da 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 da. I was kind of waiting for like a chorus of never mind. Nope.
No,
Honestly,
okay.
my issue is I always get our theme song confused with the Thor Dark World music because it's so similar.
It's very,
and I don't want
very
to,
similar.
and I don't want to sing along and then do a different note because I always go da 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 da. And that's not right. That's different. That's slightly off by one or two. Yeah.